other than the lordship that the planet has. So if fifth house has 10th lordship, 10th is your profession, fifth is your education. You need to keep educating yourself. Then your profession will increase. You need to keep doing some sort of skill enhancement that will enhance your profession. Right? In kids, you need to tell your kids that they need to be kept busy in some sort of activities. They should be more skill oriented children. They need to be put up in some or the other skills that will enhance their intelligence. This is how the fifth house operates, right? See, where if fifth house has Rahu, never shout at your child. Remember this thing. Because Rahu, when we'll take up the chapter of Rahu and Ketu, we'll have a separate class on this. Because Rahu is very unorthodox, very hidden planet, right? It needs attention, right? So we'll have a separate class on Rahu Ketu. Wherever your Rahu is sitting, you want attention regarding that particular area. For example, I just give you an example. If a person Rahu is sitting in second house, he wants attention to himself. He wants his family to give attention to him. He will do anything in an unorthodox way to earn money, and he wants people to give attention to him. Right? Rahu happens to do work in a very smart way. Right? So if fifth house is having seventh lord, how will it act? I have already explained the intelligence will be controlled by your partner. Right. So if fifth lord has fifth house has ninth lord, then your teachers, your grandparents, your gurus will have control over your intelligence. Their guidance will help you develop that intelligence. Right. Ninth house is your ancestors, so your blessings of your ancestors. The guiding angels will help you getting educated, getting solutions to your problems. If fifth house Lord is sitting in fifth house, what will happen? I just explained fourth Lord in fourth house. I explained first Lord in first house. How would fifth Lord act as fifth house?
Very smart.
Yes, his intelligence will work as per what he wants. Fifth house is also connected to your past life good karmas. He will have a very good intelligence which is carrying forward from his past life. So whatever education he wants, he will do that. He will be clear with his thoughts what he wants to educate. If you see a person who's having fifth lord sitting in fifth house and a family is asking what sort of education he should take up, suggest them that whatever he feels he can do. He can do any sort of education. In India, if a person asks, I want my child to become an IS officer, I recommend them, yes, do try because he has that skills in him. He has that intelligence in him. He's gifted from his past life. That is the why the planet of fifth house is sitting in fifth house. Fifth house is your good karmas. Right. So if fifth house is moon in it, so I'm just putting this moon thing over here. I'll be explaining the significances in that chapter. But moon is a planet which is always unsatisfied. Right. When you go to 27 nakshatras, it is considered that those 27 nakshatras are wives of moon. There is a theory where we call that moon have 27 wives in methodology. So many wives, then why did he have a relationship with Jupiter's wife? Because he's never satisfied. So wherever your moon is placed, you are never satisfied over there. There is always a fluctuation going on. So fifth house happens to be kids also. Right. So if a family has come to you that they are not able to have their kids, they are having some problem related to birth of children, then if you see moon placed in fifth house, you need to use moon significances, right? So moon happens to represent change of place. Change of places from one culture going to a different culture will bring in positive improvement, positive side of moon. Traveling is one of the significance of moon. So traveling will help improve moon over there. So if a person is having problem, then you should tell him to shift the residence to some other place, right? There was a case with me. A person was working in bank, right? His wife and they were staying in Ludhiana. There is a city in Ludhiana in Punjab, right? So they were having problems related to childbirth, right? I saw the wife's chart. Moon was sitting in fifth house, right? So I suggested them to get a transfer to a place where there is water element available, where the culture is different. So at that time, he had an option of getting a transfer either to UP or to Punjab itself. So I recommended him to go for UP. He got his transferred in Haridwar. There is Ganga, there is water element there. He made a change of place. His moon got balanced. When he shifted there, his wife got pregnant, and exactly after 9 months, they had a baby girl. This is how the moon operates. So wherever moon is sitting, it will give its positive results if you travel, if you change the place. That is why I keep telling my clients, you should travel. This house will get activated wherever your moon is sitting. Like your moon is sitting in first house,
Yeah.
Kamlesh. So
Yeah.
if you travel, your appearance, your status, your wishes, all your houses will get activated because moon is sitting in first house. And if you see the lordship, your Pisces ascendant, um, mm, so your fifth house is your lordship. So traveling will enhance your intelligence,
Mm.
right? Your fifth house will get active. You will become a good advisor. You will be a solution provider. What are you teaching? You're teaching them meditation,
Mm-hmm.
right? You're
Yeah.
traveling, you're teaching meditation. You're improving their intelligence. Their tensions are going down,
Right.
right? This is how we connect the planets,
Mm.
right? So let's come to the seventh house. Seventh house is partners, business, your wife, your appearance in the public domain, right? Seventh house is your clients also, right? So if seventh house lord is sitting in seventh house itself, what will happen?
You'll be popular.
They will be popular, but in case of your partner, he will not listen to you because he will operate as per what he wants, isn't it?
Yeah.
So it is always recommended that never get married to a person who's of the same sign because he'll have the same traits,
Right.
right? And if seventh lord is sitting in seventh lord, he will not listen to you. He'll control, his control will be of his own, right? But if we interpret that if seventh house has first lord, first house lord, then how it act? You will have control over your partner. She will listen to you or he will listen to you, isn't it? You will have control over your business, right?
Right.
If seventh house has fifth house lord, fifth house is love, fifth house is intelligence, and the Lord is sitting in 7th house. Your Lord is sitting in 7th house. So you will love your partner a lot. Why? Because your planet of 7th house is having 5th house Lord. 5th house is love,
Mhm.
right? 5th house is care. 5th house is advisory. So you will advise your partner, right? 7th house is clients also. So your advisory will be good for your clients, right? 5th house is education also. 7th Lord, 7th house is business. If you want to do any sort of business, you need to get educated in that field. Your 5th house is education. 7th house education you gain, you can do good business in that field,
Mhm.
right?
Mhm.
So this is how planets operate. I have explained first house, I have explained 4th house, 5th house, 7th house. So there will be questions in your mind. If a house has two planets in, how would that operate? Who will take the control of that?
The higher degree planet.
Yes. So you have studied this thing in. So the degree, the planet which is higher degree will have more control on that house. But you cannot ignore the lower degree planet. That will also have slight effect on you. But the control will be, main control will be that of the higher degree planet, right? So I'll just share a presentation. Let's see how good you understand this thing. So we'll take up 10th house in the next class, right? Since Jimmy and they are not here. So we'll take up this example. Then we'll come to one of the very good person, the president of US, Barack Obama. How does these things happen? One thing more you need to remember is that a promise is there in the chart, but when will that get fulfilled? That will get fulfilled when the dasha is activated. If the dasha is not activated, that planet will not give you that results. There are other combinations also which we'll study in later classes, other which house at which age it will work, or there is a Rashi chakra which helps you understand which age which house is active. Then how does transits of planets trigger things, right? How Jupiter Saturn operates when transits of Jupiter Saturn happen. How does Sade Sati happen? How do we call Mangal, Manglik Dosh, right? So these things will come in later classes. So you are seeing a chart, right? The first, if you see moon and sun, it's in the 5th house. We had discussed 5th house, intelligence, education, your solutions, right? So moon is at 12 degree and sun is at 20 degree. Who would have the control, more control? You
Sun.
yourself will have the control, right? But it is also accompanied by 12th house. So there will be some sort of damage done by moon, right? So either use the significance of 12th house or use the significance of that planet to balance this moon, isn't it?
Mhm.
So your intelligence will increase if you use moon significance or significance related to 12th house. So usually I tell people to do charity. They should do charity, right? Remedies we'll discuss later, but your remedies have also started sideways when you are understanding a house. The first remedies to balance is to use the significance of the house or through the significance of that planet. So house significance are very important to balance any planet, right? So what does happen if we take the reverse order? If your moon is 20 degree and your sun is 12 degree, so explain how do we do that. Okay, Josh will tell me who will have the most impact on your intelligence in this case.
The moon?
Moon is at 20 degrees. Yes, the moon will have more impact because it's having the higher degree. So, what will happen to your intelligence? 12th Lord in 5th house. 12th house is losses. Your intelligence will get lost. Your intelligence will get damaged. Right? But sun is sitting with it. Whose sun? It is the king of your horoscope, ascendant. I just explained wherever the king will sit, it will be considered benefic. The emperor is sitting with your 12th king. So your intelligence will not get that much damaged because you're sitting with the emperor. He will have control over you. Lagan Lord, wherever it sits, it will have control. No? Moon has a higher degree, but Lagan Lord is the king of all kings. That is the reason I gave you this example of reversing. How the interpretation needs to be done.
Also, because moon and sun are friends, there's not a damage,
Yes,
right?
this can also be one of the. So to get more benefits, you should utilize moon activities, or maybe you should use significances of 12th house. Your intelligence will be very high.
So I have a question. When the moon and sun are in the 5th house here, how does that relate to the 12th house?
The lordship of 12th house is of moon. So it's carrying the 12th house significances. I explained you that the attributes of a planet, 50% they carry of the house significance, the lordship that they own. So moon is having the lordship of 12th house. 12th house significances will get infused in moon significance. Right? Moon itself, it owns its own significances also. Travel is one of them. Right? So 12th house is also, there is a significance that the unexplored area, that is also 12th house. So if you want to travel, you should travel to some new area which you have not explored. Then you will utilize the moon significance in proper way. Then your intelligence, your tensions will come down. You'll be able to think better.
Gotcha.
Got it.
So for this one, Gemini is in the 1st house. That's the 5 is Gemini.
Yes. If you have a Gemini, we'll just take up a small example. Just change few things on the chart itself. So you can draw this ascendant, right? We'll just change things over here only, right? 3, 4, 5, 6. So you can draw it on your copy also, on your notepad. Three, we're missing something. 8.
You missed 7. 6 to 7. Yeah.
Yes, I missed 7. Good, you're giving attention. You're paying attention to the class. That's good to see. So how are you finding
There's a lot to.
Are you able to
So I have
understand things?
questions. I have questions on, and I think I know, but I'm not positive. Like, if we took Aries as an example, like Aries in the 1st house, so you're saying that if the king is in the 1st house, I'm not even sure if I know how to ask the question. Like if
Ask
our
us.
king is in our second house instead of our first house, like what would that represent for Aries if Aries was the ascend?
If the Aries was the ascendant and the Lord was sitting in second house, that is what you are asking, no? If the
Yes.
Lord of the
Yeah.
first house is sitting in second house, what will happen?
Yeah.
You will have control over your speech, right? See, 50% significance is of that house. 50% is of that planet. If Mars is sitting in second house, his voice will be bit like a warrior. His tone will be bit higher. It will affect that as if he's here to fight with you. He's talking in a normal tone, that will also look as if he's fighting with you. He will demand because it's a warrior, it's an army commander. So he will have that authority in his voice. He'll be acting like an authority. I will need this much money. He will not compromise on that. If a person doesn't pay him, he will get angry. That is how the planets get triggered, right? Whereas if you have Venus in second house, who's the lord of first house, say you are a Taurus ascendant and your Venus is sitting in third house, in your second house, right? So we have not yet come to significances of signs, right? Sign third house, see sign and the house. If you see Aries ascendant and you rotate the significances of the houses, the signs will that are sitting will have the same significances. So if there is a Taurus ascendant and Gemini sign in third house, and there is a planet which is ascendant lord which is sitting in second house, that is Venus. So Venus is sitting in Mercury's sign, it's a friend, Venus Mercury, right?
Mm-hmm.
And if you see the Kal Chakra chart, the time chart, how does that operate? So third sign will have the significances of your third house, third sign. So communication wise, he'll be very polite. He will have some very nice way of talking, right? Venus
Mm-hmm.
is also comforts. He wants money in a very comfortable way. He wants luxury in his life because ascendant is Taurus, right?
Mm-hmm.
We'll be coming to sign significances also in the later stage, where there you will understand why the methodology of uh, all the uh, all the carnations of Lord Vishnu. That is where the signs and planets, how does they operate according to them. So when we'll do the significances, we will cover one by one of the planet significance along with that part. Because if I do all 12, then it will require 7, 8 classes on one particular topic. So we'll, we'll keep a separate 15, 20 minutes to discuss about one particular house, right? So Josh, I guess you must have got the clarity that you wanted.
I think so. I have to process.
Yes, you need to recall these things, practice at your home, right? So let's take up another example. If Jupiter and Venus are sitting, Jupiter is at 10 degree, Venus is at 15 degree. Who would have the control and how will it act?
Venus will have the control.
Yes, that's very, very true. And it has a lordship of third house and 10th house. So how would the profession be? How would the profession be? The Lord is sitting in fifth house. He needs to get education in that field. He needs to enhance skills, keep enhancing his skills. His profession will grow. His hobbies will play a very big role in his intelligence. It's not just gadgets. Maybe he might be having a hobby of traveling. So travel will enhance his intelligence. That is how the planet will work, right? So how does Jupiter operate? Jupiter is Lord of sixth house. Jupiter is lord of 8th house. 6, 8, 12 are very bad houses.
So greed, anger, lust,
Yes.
desire.
So his intelligence is being damaged by a planet of lordship of 6th house. So to
Okay.
balance this, he needs to utilize 6th house significance, 8th house significance. So astrology is 8th house. He should start, this is education. He should start educating himself in astrology. 8th house is technical education also. He could become an engineer. 8th house is manufacturing also. He could open up a factory, do some manufacturing work. His intelligence will get balanced. His 6th house is social work, right? His 6th house is servants. His intelligence is being controlled by servants. He will listen to people who's working under them, right? This is how the things will operate.
What about the dogs? So if he took care of dogs, that would help.
See, dogs are connected to Ketu. So we are not talking about Ketu, right? 6th house is social work. If there is a activity happening for general public and you are participating as a volunteer, then your 6th house will get balanced, because
Okay.
6th house is social work also, right?
Okay.
So you need to understand these things. These things will help you understand a lot of things, right?
Yeah. Of
So
course.
your exercise for this week will be to analyze charts and see which house lord is sitting where and how do you decode those things, how to understand that house, right? The planet sitting in that house will have control of that planet, right? So let's take an example of Barack Obama, right? I'll just share the Barack Obama page, right? Mm, I don't know whether the Kundli is right or wrong, but this is what is present in online. So we'll try to understand this thing, right? So if you see Jupiter is sitting in Lagna and the Lagna Lord is sitting in first house. So, and Jupiter happens to have the lordship of 12th house and third house. So Saturn is sitting in first house. It is he himself who will decide what karma he wants to do, what planning he wants to do, right? Third house is writing, media. Third house is his hobby, interaction, right? 12th house is uh, house of losses, expenditures, house of charity, right? So Jupiter has a higher degree, so he is very much connected to foreign. He came from some other country, became residence of, so foreign house was utilized, isn't it?
Yeah.
He had been doing lot of charity, right?
Mm-hmm.
So if you see, after his retirement, he opened a media production house. He's also running a NGO named as Obama's Foundation after his
Mm-hmm.
retirement. He's doing a lot of charity, he's doing a lot of activities for people, right?
Mm-hmm.
So if you see the ascendant Lord King is sitting itself, so it's a very strong position. He has the control of losses. There are a lot of hidden enemies which affect him, but he has control over them. The first Lord is the King, right?
Mm-hmm.
So how does
Yeah.
this fifth house operate?
Taurus, wealth, Venus.
It is having seventh Lord in it. So
Uh-huh.
her wife is a very good advisor to him. He always discuss lot of things with his wife. There was an article also on this that he always listens to what his wife says,
Mm.
right? But moon is connected. Whenever he has changed a city, he has gained, his moon got balanced, right? He wrote a book, A Promised Land. Promised Land. His third house got utilized. Third house is writing also. In 2020, he wrote a book, The Promised Land. So he's balanced his third house. Third house happens to see when you will further study, you will see that 3, 6, 8, 3, 6, 11. These are Trishadaya Lord, Trishadaya houses. Prashar Jyotish ji, Prashar Rishi has considered these three houses as one of the bad houses. So you need to utilize the significance to gain out of it. Fourth house is considered as the seat of the king. So in a political career, if you want to be, you want that seat, then you need to balance your third house planet. Fourth house planet is sitting in eighth house. Eighth house significance of Mars is also masses. Your eighth house is masses also. So his fourth lord was sitting in eighth house, so he got connected to a lot of mass people. His fourth house got balanced. Had it not been balanced, all of a sudden property related, stomach related problems was on his cards. So his sixth house has planet of his profession. See, his professional lord is sitting in sixth house. Sixth house litigation.
Mhm.
Sixth house is diseases. Sixth house is loans. So what profession did he started with? He became a lawyer. He is a lawyer from Harvard University. So he utilized sixth house. See how these things operate,
Yeah.
right? So presently he's undergoing Saturn Dasha. Saturn happens to represent he himself and second house.
Mhm.
So Ketu
Right.
has a friendship with Saturn or not?
Yeah.
It has a friendship. So second house Ketu has a friendship and Ketu is detachment also.
Right.
So he's residing in Washington DC and he's doing lot of uh, social activities. Ketu happens to represent social also,
Could
right?
he have started like a food kitchen since it's also
Yes,
food?
second house Lord, he might have started a food kitchen, right?
Like feeding the homeless.
Yes, that is very much true, right? So Mars, what does Mars say? Mars has the
Mars.
lordship of fourth and 11th house.
Oh,
11th
right.
house is NGOs. So his NGO is doing good. Uh,
Right.
Obama Foundation.
Uh-huh.
He desires what he always wished. He wanted to have an NGO. It's working. And he's operating from his own home. Fourth house is home.
Mhm.
And eighth house is masses. His foundation is connecting to lot of people, mass people. See,
But how is the
eighth lord,
how's the
pardon,
Rahu affecting it?
Rahu gives a huge expansion. Rahu is hidden talent. We will discuss about planets later. I'm just trying to give you a glance how the houses are taking control,
Yeah. Mhm.
right? So this
Yeah.
is how you will decode what planet is doing in which house, right? A small question to Kamlesh. How
Yeah.
does his ninth house operate?
It's a well, it affects the eighth house. It's Virgo,
How does
who's
the
the Lord
ninth
of
house
Virgo.
affect? It doesn't have
How
a
does
planet. How will you decode this thing?
so the sixth sign is Virgo, and that is Mercury, and that Lord is in the seventh house, which is
But
wife.
how will you get the results of, see, you have studied that the house needs to have a planet in it. But there
Okay.
are houses like third house has no planet. How will this give result? Fourth house doesn't have a planet. How will this give result? See, eighth house has
The
Mars.
ascension,
Pardon?
is it the ascension, is it whoever, whatever is in your first house will rule those that don't have a planet?
So what today I have taught you is, I have taught you planet sitting in a house and how the house is analyzed, right? Next class, if a house doesn't have a planet, how do you decode that thing? That will be taught in next class.
Oh, well, I thought it would be just looking at the Rashi. The 50% is just the six, the Virgo there.
There are three steps that I'll teach you. One is
Oh,
a planet
more.
sitting in a house will take over the significance. The planet which is aspecting that house will take over that control in his hand. And the third part is the lordship, that if there is no aspecting or there is no planet sitting, then the third rule will apply, that is the lordship of that house. Right? You see Jupiter, when you will study aspects, the ninth aspect is coming on your this house,
Uh-huh.
ninth house. So control of this house is being taken care by Jupiter.
Are you counting this way, clockwise or
It has to be
counterclockwise?
anti-clockwise. It has to be anti-clockwise.
Always?
Everything needs to be anti-clockwise.
Oh, always.
So this
Aspects.
we'll discuss in next class.
Okay.
If there is no planet, how you decode the house which doesn't have a planet, right?
Mhm.
Then there will be another step, that is, if no planet is seeing that house and there is no planet in that house, how do you analyze that? We'll study that also.
Hmm.
And then we'll take up 10th house, profession house.
But how is
Right.
there such a thing? Because there's always an aspect on every house.
No, it's not necessary. It's not necessary.
You
It's
mean
not
there's
that.
sometimes no
See,
aspect?
10th house is empty. 10th house is empty, right? There's no planet in it, right?
Right.
But Saturn 10th aspect is coming on 10th house.
Right.
So Saturn, speech, he had been talking to people. Speech was involved in his profession. He might do a profession related to food, related to family thing. So
I know
these
this
things
is
I'll tell you in next class.
okay. I know this is next
I've
class, but
just
I
given
just
you an outlay to understand, so that when you're studying a chart, you try and decode things on your own, so that in next class you will have a better understanding of the houses which do not have planets in it.
I know this is next class, but I do have a question about this. Okay, so on in the seventh, right? The sun is sitting, okay, and then Venus is sitting here in the sixth, and Mars is sitting in the eighth. So when you look at this,
So
if
sixth house is having the control of sixth house is in hands of Venus.
right, right, but I'm saying like if I analyze this, then I'm gonna see how to balance the sixth house through the things related to it, right? And then I'm gonna see how to balance the seventh house with the eighth house because of things related to it and the lordship. But
So
what about the fact
there are
that
yet few things that will come up, right?
this is
Like
isn't this a
Venus
curse?
significances you have not studied yet,
Right,
right?
but isn't or I meant six house topics, but isn't this also a curse? So doesn't that cancel it? Like how can you balance it if there's two afflictions on
That
the
all
planet?
things will come that all things will come. I know you have a lot of curiosity. See, wherever the planet is sitting, it will have control over there, right? It carries the significances of a houses, and it also carries the significance of itself, right? One thing is a habit that you already have, and the one is a habit that you have learned. Which habit will action first? Your own habit that you have,
Yeah.
or the habit that you have learned?
You already have.
So when you will understand the significance of the planet, then you will be able to understand how this house will get signified. His first effect will come of the planet that is sitting. Then it will carry the effects of the houses that it is lord of. So this will be decoded in a later class. We're going one by one.
Okay, I guess my question would be then, you can still, even though this has two afflictions, you can still balance it. You can still balance it, right? It doesn't cancel it out because it has two
Yes, you
afflictions.
can balance it. I have taught you
Okay.
few things how to balance a house,
Right.
right?
Right. So
But
you can
as we
still,
progress, there will be more clarity how to balance a house, how to judge a house. Because I was just telling you that 3, 6, 11 houses are considered as one of the bad houses as per Prasha Rishi,
hmm
right? So Venus is sitting in it. Venus happens to be a benefic planet, right?
hmm hmm
So how does a benefic and a malefic planet actions in a bad house? That will be taught in when we'll do the 3, 6, 11 houses, right? So have
Okay.
patience.
Yeah.
The things that I've taught you in this class, try to operate with them. See, slowly and slowly, gradually, there will be more rules added to it, right? At a certain stage, there will be new rules that will change the entire picture of a Kundli,
hmm
right? At present, what you are studying is a dynamic form of that Kundli. That is the promise that has come up. But then there will be another form that is flexi form, the positions of planets, the effects of planets, the aspects. There the story starts changing, right? One is static, that that is what we are studying. One is dynamic, the effect of transits, the effect of planets which are operating, which are seeing that planet. How will that act? That will come in later part. So
hmm
we're going step by step so that slowly and slowly you are graduated how to read a chart. It's not a bookish thing. It is a very practical way of giving you understanding of how the horoscope is read, right?
hmm hmm
So practice these things, right? And if you have any confusions, if you want clarity, you can always text me, talk to me,
hmm
right? So today we'll close the class at this time. Next time, all people will be there, then we'll probably have a better operations. So you will be having holidays. I guess summer holidays are coming up, right?